Yeah, look, I made a mistake. I thought
no,
I did.
Why ask us to come on a show if you're just going to ignore us?
I didn't ignore you. I didn't ignore you.
Judy?
Yeah, pretty sure you ignored us.
No.
I feel really, really forgotten.
As I was like going on and waxing the light poetic on world peace, I just felt like you weren't even reacting. I just felt like I was absolutely forgotten here in this entire conversation.
Let me clear it up for the people that are joining us on this episode and didn't see the other episode. They came on to talk about Gen X, and I muted them because I thought Chantel said that they were the forgetful generation. So I figured they wouldn't watch the episode when I aired it, but then they did, and they were upset with me, and I apologize. So let's talk about Gen X. So what's the problem with Gen X? And there's no muting, I promise. We're going to listen.
Don't touch the mute button.
What's the problem with the way people treat Gen X? That's a better way to say it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was like, Judy, what's the problem with us?
I didn't mean what's the problem with Gen X. I didn't mean it.
The only problem is we're getting stuff done.
That's right. We're too busy for the mess. We're too busy for the butterfly conversation. We're too busy for the snowflake conversation. We're too busy for the this is the way it's always done conversation. We're just getting stuff done because the world has to move on.
So from your guys' perspective, in all seriousness, what do you think that older people could do better for you guys, and what do you think younger people could do better for you guys?
I think older people could kind of try to step out of that box of the way it's always been done and try to just see that things could move a little faster.
That fast moving stuff really gets us. You start moving and grooving. Right? Okay.
Maybe just take 1 out of 10 things and make one thing move fast. Just one. And then millennial, they could, there is a level of, kind of taking a step back, acknowledging the experience of the boomers and knowing that, and even Gen X, to say, okay, you guys have put in a lot of years. It doesn't mean that a millennial can't come in and say, here's what I think, and nobody should lose a seat at the table. But I think there's a level that boomers want to hear for a couple minutes in the meeting that they've been heard and that that their experience is very respected.
I think, Christine, what about you? What do you think that us older people could do better, and the youngins could do better?
Just recognize that at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we've all been in those places in life where we become attached to our identity at a certain point in our lives. Like, you have your golden years, you have those years of struggle, you have those years when great ideas were just always flying to you and you were soaring. And we just need to really recognize that and be okay with the fact that as generations grow, they're going through those phases, and we should be tapping into that. We should be tapping into that wisdom and that sense of whole identity that the baby boomers have, that they're established in themselves. We should be tapping into the Gen X generation that have paid their dues. They have put their nose to the grindstone. They've really just done the work, and now they're looking to reinvent. They're looking to gain a new, fresh perspective. And then why not then look at the millennial generation that are coming with these amazing, innovative, and out-of-the-box solutions that could potentially just change the way we do life and be a great advantage for us. So why not get at the table and have the conversation and be willing to just be open to every different perspective, because it could benefit each and every one of us. And another thing that I've noticed is opinions are just opinions. Let's leave them at the door. Let's try to get to the point where we're talking about solutions. We're talking about, all right, how do we huddle up to fix this thing? Because each and every generation wants to fix something that's broken. The opinions come in where we talk about how to do that. So if we can get past that, I think we could do a lot of amazing things together.
Chantel, what questions do you got for them? Because they've made this show very serious now. Now this has turned into a serious show.
Well, yeah, it has. Not really. I think it'll always be the weird, awkward giggles on my end. Well, I apologize because I would have invited you guys on the show long before to have my back.
Wow. We have a thing.
We're forgotten a lot.
Oh, God. I know.
Millennials throw old people under the bus as fast as possible.
I love you, Roger.
Oh, Gramps, we love you. You know,
Grandpa. We love
Well,
you so much.
I'm gonna tell you from my perspective what I think is interesting, right? So you guys definitely were the generation that started to move things faster, right? And I'm actually kind of a little bit more connected to your guys' generation than the older people, but that's why I can make fun of them. But what was interesting with you guys was we were, I'd say, 10 years difference, right? You guys didn't want to listen to us at all, which was very interesting. And so we'd have you guys in meetings and you guys didn't want to hear anything from us, right? And so we got treated kind of like the old people, right? So we were kind of in your situation now when you guys were coming up, when you guys were our millennials, right? And I wonder how much of a role that plays in the forgotten aspect of it, right? And then my question is, with the millennials, when they come at you with faster things, do you push back on them?
I don't. I love going fast.
Right.
If we can speed things up, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And what? Let's talk about this. Why is that? I mean, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But I want to hear from you why you like the fast speed.
I like knowing that if a decision needs to be made, that we can go ahead and make it, and that
Right.
it's not waiting for upper 20 people to make a collective decision. That some people that decision making has been pushed down.
Right.
That you hire amazing people and then you kill them with sometimes micromanaging and hierarchy and the way it's always been done.
Well, yeah, and in my generation, there was that phrase that kind of got passed around with "don't be the smartest person in the room" kind of thing, right? And as a consultant, a lot of time we have to come in and we have to become the smartest person in the room to help them out. Apparently, Chantel's had enough of this conversation. She just covered her whole thing.
Leave her alone.
Sorry, my dogs are about to break the house in.
Dogs
They
are
want to
breaking
get
the house in.
inside.
I forgot.
We
what I
can
was
bring
talking-
dogs into the conversation.
I'm old, so I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I'd have to go back and watch the video. So the point was, whatever the point
I
was,
love you, Roger.
it's okay. Just remember.
Something about being smart in the room.
Oh yeah,
with-
okay, that's it. Okay, so they would say, as a consultant, you come in, you have to be the smartest person in the room, basically, right? Because you have to solve the problems, right? So my line, because I was younger when I would come in with these people that was their thinking they were locked on, and I said, well, whoever came up with that idea that you don't be the smartest person in the room was an idiot, right? Because if you don't have smart people in the room, it's just going to get dumber. Each dumb person is going to get dumber. So, okay, we got that smart guy out. Okay, we got that. Now we have the two dumbest in the room, right? And we're going to build a business. And so it's like what, who came up with that logic that let's just get the smart people out of the room? Now, I will say this for smart people. You have to use us and as ninjas because we get bored. Right? Like we'll say, okay, well, that's the problem. Let's solve it. Let's move on. Right? I'm not that smart. I'm just speaking on behalf of semi-smart people.
Roger. I've always looked at Gen X as being the more open-minded. Like the first time a generation's ever been open-minded and accepting to new ideas and change, like the change makers.
No, see, I would disagree with that because we were open-minded because we wanted color television instead of black.
Oh yeah.
Let's be clear. We were it used to just be 3 channels, people. I want you to put that in perspective, okay? 3 people, 3 channels, and a rotary phone. That's what it was.
Right.
That's what we were dealing with.
I know.
So if we want to slow things down every once in a while,
it gets a little fast.
That's how we
It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay,
It's
Gramps.
a little fast.
I think it's also like I said at the beginning, I'm Gen X experience meets millennial energy. I feel like the millennial energy just it's not that it's fast or slow, it's just a little bit higher of a wavelength of really being excited about something and bringing excitement into business. And I feel like I was taught in business that it needs to be kind of always kept like this is like Friends.
Yeah.
right.
Like
Right.
Ross.
Like Ross, yeah. And down.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I'll tell you, I have some friends that are much older than me. But when I talk to them about what do they do to stay young, they say, I hang out with young people, right? And that's what I've always done, right? So, I mean, I remember one time when I was coaching improv with kids, I had one class where we had everybody from age 4 to 18. We had one kid in each age, right? And we got them all to play together. We got them all to interact with each other. No fighting, no nothing. You know, it was fun because if you just, I mean, I think on the serious side of this show is that if the generations just talk, the problems go away. Because there's not that much of a difference, right? When we were younger, we wanted things faster, right? And now we're older, and we're like, okay, the old people had a point. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. You know, and it becomes, there's a thing, you know, like you don't worry about fiber when you're a young kid, and then you get a little older and you go, I got to worry about fiber. I got to fiber.
I'm not worried about fiber.
You guys aren't worried about fiber. But you will
Yeah.
be worried about fiber in a few years, and your whole thinking changes.
Oh my gosh, Roger.
But
Fiber hasn't really changed my thinking, Raj, but.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. You have different challenges as you now. So we have another show that's going to come up after this, where Chantel has found some whippersnapper, young punk kid in Generation Y. Right? Are they Generation Y?
No, honey.
What are they?
They're Gen Z.
Gen Z. Okay, you got whatever. Okay, so Gen Z. So we're gonna pick on him, and then maybe we'll bring you guys into the because they're the people we have to worry about. They're the ones coming for all of our jobs. Those
You're amazing.
Those Gen
we
Z
finally have a common ground.
No, we got to draw the line somewhere. We either got to draw the line at Gen Zers or AA battery line, whatever that is right after that.
Whatever comes next.
AA.
People, if we don't stand our ground, we will lose our job.
Oh,
good
I'm more
Lord.
afraid of robots taking our jobs and AI taking our jobs and Gen Z.
I would love a robot to take my job.
As long as he looks like you.
It's impossible. Robots can't take my job. No. Robots can't take Judy's job. They can't take Chantel's job. No robots. No robot's going to replace you guys. So, any last thoughts?
I just don't want to be forgotten.
Seriously, I really do believe we can come to world peace in our time. We just talk and listen.
World peace is not going to. I didn't talk about peace. I'm talking about saving our jobs, people.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I agree. I think that everything's about community at the end of the day. I mean, the way that generational differences are, it's so similar to cultural differences. It's similar to perfectly healthy people not understanding people with disabilities and the challenges that they have to overcome because it's a lack of education.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, when we work with companies coming from America to Asia, we explain to them, look, everything that you did to become successful is not going to work here. Absolutely not going to work. And so you have to understand that. It doesn't matter at what level of success, because the success that's achieved in this part of the world is achieved in a completely different way.
Right.
It's achieved in a legacy way, of a family-oriented way, and of a group dynamic, not an individualistic dynamic. And they have big problems with that. And then the inverse is true when we work with those companies trying to go to America. We say, look, you got to be a little bit you got to be a little bit more cutthroat here. You got to be a little bit more individualistic, or you're going to get killed, right? So it's fun. Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed this episode.
Thank you, ladies.
The full unedited long
anything
version.
For you, Chantel.
Yeah.
I love you.
Anything for you,
Let me tell you.
Chantel.
Look, I'm just going to tell you. I know. Look,
Forget Roger.
I've said this before. I get no views on my page when I post stuff. If Chantel's on there, I get views, right? I get it.
Because she's a unicorn. She's magical.
And what I love about Chantel is she does not engage with the people that comment on my page. It's excellent. It's excellent.
Who doesn't? I don't.
Because she's so busy engaging with everybody else. That's right. She's so busy engaging.
I do. I like a lot of stuff.
She does. She likes
Tell
it.
him,
She likes it. But here's what's funny. You'll see people go, Chantel was great. Nothing about me. It's my page. Chantel was fantastic. Roger, whatever.
Right.
She's got a fan. She's got a super fan making memes about her. The meme just says, I'm here for Chantel. So it's okay. I can take it. I can take the hits. I don't want her to engage. I think it's fun. I just leave her kind of like a giant celebrity over there, and I want them to go to her page because I want them to hire her because we gotta get her medical bills paid down to zero.
Amen. Amen. Amen to that.
I'm all for that.
Healthcare in America. Next episode.
Yeah. I mean, let's get her medical bills down to zero. Look at how many followers do you have, Chantel?
22, almost 23,000.
Okay, listen, I'm going to say this right now. All you followers of Chantel on her page.
If everybody donated
$1, $1, $1, we'll put up a PayPal for you at the website. $1 from each of you people that are just takers. You're just taking information. Give her $1 and let's get her medical bills down to zero.
It's better to give than to receive, people.
Not really, but in this case, it is better to give. I like receiving. I like money. I like friends. I like food. I like movies.
Raj, you're okay.
I can totally be politically incorrect because I'm old. Look, I can do whatever I want because I can just say it wasn't like that when I was growing up.
Judi, shut him down. Can you please shut him down?
Judi, she's gone.
Okay, she's deuced us
dog.
Oh,
okay, there you go. That'll solve everything. Cute puppy.